All right, guys, today we're going to talk about accommodating resistance. Now, in the gym, we use accommodating resistance on barbells often to break through plateaus, make pieces and parts of lifts heavier and lighter so we can break through sticking points. All that applies to the dumbbell and kettlebell stuff that we're going to do today. But more importantly, the reason I'm showing you guys these setups is we might only have one or two weights we're working with, and for different exercises we need to add some additional load to make those challenging. And if you just have only a few bands, you can make 35-pound dumbbells feel really heavy. You can make a 53-pound kettlebell feel like it's almost 100 pounds just by adding a band. So I'm going to show you guys a few ways we can do that. So we're going to start with lower body exercises today. The first one being a banded Russian swing. So the setup's very simple. I'm going to take the band, I'm going to place it on the kettlebell just like this, and all I'm going to do is pull the band through and just loop it just like this. From here, I'm going to step into the band. Feet are going to be about shoulder width apart. Give yourself some space to let that kettlebell come through. I'm going to take this bell, I'm going to hike swing it back. And then I'm performing swings, squeezing my butt at the top of each lift, keeping those arms straight, and just allowing my hips to hinge. Now, with a banded swing, it's almost going to feel like a delay. We're going to swing it, and then we're going to stay locked out, and then that band's going to stretch, and then it's going to pull us down extra fast. So it takes a little bit of time to get used to it, but after a couple sets of this, you'll get used to the timing on it. And then when you take this off, it's really cool. It's almost a batting donut effect. That bell just feels like it goes weightless on you. So it's also a great warm-up if you have swings or American swings where you're going overhead in a workout. Now with this same setup, we can also use this for goblet squats. In our home plan, we do a lot of tempo squatting because we only have, a lot of us only have one weight, so we're trying to get more time under tension. This setup, if the weight's starting to feel light for you, works well. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring that bell up to a goblet position. Be careful when you're doing this because that band is gonna pull down on that bell. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna hike this back, pull it up. And now I can use this for accommodating resistance. I got my arm caught in there a little bit. So I'll get that up a little bit better this time. There we go. There it is. That's the setup we're looking for. And that's gonna add a little bit of tension, more at the top of that lift. Now, for a dual dumbbell setup, I'm gonna show you guys a couple different ways we can add band resistance. One, if you have a light band like this orange mini, this is gonna work well. If you have a red, a green, or even a blue band, it's a little sketchy to clean these up. With the orange mini, this works pretty well. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set one dumbbell here, one dumbbell here, I'm gonna step into it, unlock my knees, hinge at the hips, get a nice grip on those dumbbells. Now I'm gonna aggressively clean these up. Widen out my stance, do a squat stance, and then I can begin to perform those squats. And again, this is gonna add some resistance at the top. Now, I actually really like this cross or X setup if you have a little bit heavier bands. So what I'm gonna do, so another way we can add resistance to a squat, I'm gonna cross one band over here. Cross another band here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and step in to each band. And this creates a nice natural squat. And then from here, I can add those dumbbells. And as you can see, the bands aren't getting in the way and my squat's not impeded at all. So I really like this because it's a nice, natural feeling squat. So this is probably with dumbbells my favorite way to add some banded resistance to a squat. Next, we're gonna talk about a couple of upper body setups with the band. So I'm gonna use a kettlebell. You can use a dumbbell for the same setup. It actually works a little bit better with a kettlebell. We're gonna loop this in the same way I did with that Russian swing. Just like this. You guys can also do this a little bit differently and loop it. Well, I did it the same way. It's all right. This works great. So what I'm gonna do, so this works for a one-arm floor press. I'm gonna lay down on my back. I'm gonna pass this band to my opposite arm. I'm gonna go ahead and grip this bell. I'm gonna lay back and I'm gonna stretch this band. And then from here, I'm gonna press that bell up. This makes this a lot more challenging. This definitely makes this feel probably like a 70-pound kettlebell. It's a 53. And again, this is a fairly light band. So if you use a heavier one, it's gonna be even more challenging, specifically at the top. But when I stretch that through, I'm getting pretty good tension through that entire range of motion. Next setup, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off, is for a two-arm dual dumbbell floor press. This one helps a little bit if you have a partner that can pass you the dumbbells. All I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this, I'm just gonna bring this behind my back, just like this. From here, I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna grab my dumbbells, I'm gonna lay back, and then this is gonna provide extra tension at the top of that press. Again, the red band is a fairly light band. The heavier the band, the more tension you're gonna get at the top. Now the next one is gonna be for an overhead military style press with the kettlebell. Since we're going through such a far range of motion, we're really stretching that band, I recommend a light band. So this orange mini is gonna work really well for this. Again, I'm gonna loop it through the exact same way I did with the Russian swing. I was gonna show you guys again. I've done it a few times now. So it's looped through. I'm just gonna step in this with my right foot. I'm gonna clean that bell, and this isn't a kettlebell clean technique video, but it helps to have that in your toolbox because getting this up is gonna be kind of clunky, especially with the band if you don't know how to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and hike this bell back, stand it up, bring it into a rack position. From here, I'm gonna go ahead and press that bell, stretching that band through that much range of motion. Again, that makes that 53-pound bell feel closer to a 70. So the last one I'm going to talk about actually I already got it set up. A one-arm row. So all I'm going to do is loop a band over a low post of some sort. I'm going to go ahead and bring that band inside the dumbbell. And what we're looking for here is tension moving this way. This is going to change the angle that we pull at. So typically on a bent over row, whether you're using a bench or you're just bending over here, you're just pulling the elbow straight back and that weight is coming just vertically. So now this is going to put some horizontal tension on that bell, and we want to pull back this way rather than straight up and down. So we're pulling that bell back now. It's going to change the feel of this move. This definitely hits your lat in a much different way. And it's a lot more challenging than that traditional row that we're used to. So it hits at a totally different angle. I really like this. This engages that entire lat muscle and really forces you into some really good form and technique when you're doing this. You can't really muscle this around. So guys, that's a few upper body setups that we can use these bands to add tension. Of course, there's a million other ways you can utilize these. Use your imagination, but be careful when you're doing this. Try everything with super light bands first, and then once you're confident and comfortable with your setups, then start to add some tension and weight. See you guys next time.